Hello and how are you? My name is Elias Ngotho, a graduate with bachelor's degree in education with guidance and counseling. Currently, I'm serving at the capacity of a call center lead at Royal Mabati Factory. And my most transformational crucible moment or experience was back in 2019, October 20th, when I woke up one morning, reported to work, when I felt a sudden pain on my toes, a moment that was, excruciating. And I remember I was serving at the capacity of a call center supervisor, so I had to be rushed at the hospital. Yet the company had no one to, fill in my capacity. So the doctors confirmed that I was suffering from a very rare condition called small vessel vasculitis, and even the specialist, who was a rheumatologist, confirmed that in his entire 40 years career, I was the first adult patient to be suffering from this condition. And as time went by, my toes became darker and darker, gangrene. And it was at this point that they agreed that I had to be amputated. My toes had to be amputated because they were, the tissues were dead. I was put in a ward where patients were suffering from very rare conditions, and I bonded with other patients, made friends, and I would say this moment really changed my perspective, because remember the company also required me to serve my capacity while at the hospital, because there was no one who could fill in. It was quite sudden. And I remember I would use Skype to manage the team. I would have the team call in from the calling me from the hospital for decisions. And I would say this changed the whole perspective until when I was discharged and COVID-19 kicked in. With COVID-19, I would say that it is a responsibility that both the government and the private sector should come together on the table and put efforts as a team, to leverage the whole situation. And I would categorize this into two. One is understanding if the citizens are empowered enough. The government needs to understand if the citizens are empowered enough to understand how to keep themselves away from contacting or spreading the COVID. And of course, COVID-19 is mutating, and it is time for our professionals to mutate ahead of the virus itself. And I would say it's time that the government should encourage innovators in the digital sector to develop and use these platforms even to carry surveys to understand, even from the view of the illiterate, whether they are able to understand how to go about getting treatment, how to stop the COVID from spreading. And this can be done through messaging surveys where questions can be sent, and then the feedback sent in. And if not effective, they can use the call center platforms to call these people in local dialects, and engage them to see if they really understand, and if they do, which facilities, the nearest facilities can they visit to get the quarantine facilities and anything that is of importance to curb this menace. And another aspect of helping to curb COVID-19 is using the applications that developing applications, because it is very clear in Kenya my mobile phones ownership is at 100%. That is the best platform that can be utilized by the government to reach out to the citizens through to empower them, to educate, and even giving out solutions, understanding the whole situation at large. And at this point, drives me to the next chapter of this whole digital in the Department of Health, whereby innovators should come up with portals and applications that are patient centric, where patients are able to go in there, I mean, describe how they feel, and they're able to get an automated doctor response that helps them to understand how to go about I mean, what they really are feeling, and what might be the most probable disease that they're suffering from. And I think there is a gap, especially in Kenya. There is a room for innovation, whereby innovators can come up with more digitalized platforms, especially with the applications, the portals that are well optimized to help the citizens to go in there, even contact the nearby facilities, and get the treatment. Thank you.